We are live. It's a beautiful Thursday, June 15th, about 8:13 p.m. So, you guys cashed if you played the over in the chat as far as how many minutes later than I should have been on would be. So congrats to you. Much love to the people watching. I'm going to be looking at this live chat for a couple moments here. I see Pick'em MMA. We got the Magic Marlin in the house. You're confident that Bondar beats Hernandez at minus 130? You like that Pick'em MMA? I'm on the same pick, man. Hey, shout out to you in the UK, Kim. We got all these savages coming in early. Don F, Seagoat. Let's get it. You can't be Cenarius over here. Yeah, I know the dog of the week is out. We're gonna have to figure that out. We're gonna have to figure out the fucking pick flip. Did I see the most recent main event announcements? Yeah, I'm going to get into those in a second. I'll early preview those main events. Drink game, one shot every time AJ says junkyard, menace, chinned, chinny, dog lock, scrap. I think you guys should do that drinking game. I'm very curious. Yeah, the Bob, you cashed on the over if you played it. You saying over? Over 15 is a lock. That's great. Add a Ripskis. The Ripskis is coming. Don't worry. Barcelos and Bunez are out. Sucks, I know. McGregor getting assault allegations. What a lame day for MMA. How the fuck did he rape somebody at that game, though? That's blowing my mind. I don't know. It doesn't seem real to me. That doesn't seem real to me. What's going on with that Twitter beef? To be honest, bro, it's just bullshit. Accusations against me. Just hating on the fucking this week's best MMA bets for some odd fucking reason. I don't know. People can't deal with me bringing locks too. So I just fucking said my piece and that's it. I don't give a flying shit. I just find it weird, man. It's like, I don't know you, bro. Scottsdale, Arizona is watching you, AJ. Shout out to you. Yes, freak. You're a menace. Who's the new lock? I'm still sitting on it. I'll drop the new lock by the end of the night. I'll drop the new lock by the end. By the end of the late night live. We got a fuckload of shit to talk about here. It is a very exciting show coming at you guys today. I'm actually looking forward to trying to implement a recently announced matchup section where I react to the recently announced matchups over the course of the week at the start of this show, and we'll fucking pop those up in just a second. Just got to make sure I got all these fights set. Yup. I see them here. Any other interesting fight announcements this week that I didn't already list in the chat? If you guys have any in mind, let me know. You see me with the sleeper build? Yeah. People don't really know how I look outside of the fucking office over here, man. Yeah, you can't really tell. Hey, thank you, Bradley Curon. He says, the best MMA YouTuber out there. I've been saying that, my guy. Does Pat Sabatini get it done on the scorecards or a finish? I'm leaning scorecards. What up, Rudy 299? What's happening? Can Weidman beat Tavares? I lean no. Umar Sandhagen bringing the heat? Yeah. I'm going to get into it in just a minute. What up, Eric? Good. How you doing? MMA heaven this week? Fact. I'm actually really excited for Bellator tomorrow. I just don't know how I'm going to watch it because I don't have Showtime. Before I rock the beret. Duncan and Costa for the dub tomorrow. I like both those picks a lot. You got an early parlay on Tereza, Rayani, Armen, Cristian, Leroy, Duncan. Yeah, Rayani's out, though. Why is the main event lopsided? Why make a fight that is perceived to be not even close? Well, I feel like odds-wise, it's expected to be fairly close. I would say that Vettori should win in the stylistic matchup with his pressure, but it's still anyone's fight. I mean, if Cannonier lands a big bomb, it can do some damage. Ultimately, I think Vettori's got crazy durability, and that big old head allows him to take big shots. Barcelos fight canceled. Miles Johns is injured. He's out. So there has been some slight changes to the card, unfortunately. It's part of the game, though. You guys know. You guys know how it goes sometimes. But it is what it is. Let's preview some of these new main events that have been announced that I'm pretty fucking excited for. We'll go in order here of how I wrote them down. So first one we'll talk about is Korean Zombie versus Max Holloway. Let me get all my details in front of me here for this fight. They are going to be fighting at the UFC's return to Singapore, August 26th. Makes a lot of sense to do it in Asia. So in this fight here, you compare how they've both looked as of recent, and 100% Max Holloway boxes up Korean Zombie. I can throw that prediction out with confidence early. How he's looked versus how Zombie's looked have been vastly different. Max Holloway is going to put the beating on Korean Zombie. I'll throw it up in the chat to see what you guys are thinking, but I believe Holloway is going to be 100% the way. MMA Jesus, people just fucking hating on your boy sometimes. It's all good. It's part of the game. Robert Salandino, thank you for the $2 donation, my man. Much love. You're a real one. I appreciate you a ton. But yeah, get your votes in. My pick here for this fight early is Max Holloway. I mean, if you look at Max beating up Yair Rodriguez not too long ago, his dominant win over Arnold Allen, who's a good fighter. I guess dominant might be a little bit of a stretch, but his clean win over Arnold Allen versus Chan Sung Jung, who was his last fight. Was it the knockout loss to Volk? Yeah, Volk knocked him out last time out. Before that, it was a win over Ige. Before that, a loss to Brian Ortega. I feel like Korean Zombie's getting beaten up. I think Max Holloway, he could potentially stop him, like a volume TKO in like the third or fourth round. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Just kind of a little pick apart type attack. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, MMA Jesus 420. You know I agree with your mentality. Yeah. We're all in it together, bro. It's us versus the books, but not everybody plays the same way. That's why I got my fucking people that support, and I hope they love the positivity. As far as this fight, though, Max Holloway, early, high-confidence pick. The next matchup is Ciryl Gane and Sergey Spivak. Gane, obviously, coming off of a really bad loss when he took on, John Jones. And now he's taking on Sergey Spivak, who's a grappling badass. That's a bad matchup. And also, reading off how the people saw it, it was like everybody on Max Holloway, nobody on Korean Zombie. I think it was like 15% on Zombie. 9% on Korean Zombie. 90% of you picked Holloway. As far as Gane versus Spivak, let's throw this bad boy up. Yeah, I think that Ciryl Gane might be in a bit of trouble with this fight because of the stylistic matchup. I mean, Spivak watched John Jones take him down and manhandle him, and we haven't seen Ciryl Gane show that he's made these strong grappling adjustments, and you got Sergey Spivak, who's a menace on the floor. Spivak just beat Derek Lewis handily, and he's beaten all these strikers pretty handily that can't stop the takedown. I fear that Gane is going to be on his back, beaten up, and then finish. So early lean, I'm going to be picking Sergey Spivak to get the win. The chat is actually slightly on Spivak as well at 56%. And I'm in agreement, man. 100%. Spivak, you think is a future champ? He's good. He's very good. You think Gane is going to show his ground game improvements? He better have made some serious leaps. You think that Jones won because Gane let the moment get to him. Interesting. Very interesting. What type of stats you talking about, Marlon? Like height and reach? I'm picking Sergey Spivak early to get the win. Early lean Sergey Spivak, obviously subject to change. And then we have a dope bantamweight fight that got announced. It's Umar Nurmagomedov versus Corey Sandhagen. As far as this fight here, as good as Umar Nurmagomedov is, to go and jump up the rankings like this and beat a Corey Sandhagen is going to be an extremely difficult task. I think that Umar Nurmagomedov, though, if there's any fighter in the world right now who stylistically matches up fairly well, who has a speed, I don't want to say advantage, but maybe. He's a little bit quick, man. I think he could close the gap on Sandhagen and potentially land takedowns. I think I'm going to lean Umar Nurmagomedov to beat Corey Sandhagen. Tricky, though. Early lean is Umar. Obviously, that fight is a pick'ems, and this is not an official prediction for any of those matchups, but I just thought it was cool that they announced a stacked August with good-ass fucking fights. The UFC bringing the fire. UFC bringing the heat as always. Yeah, 61% of you guys are on Umar. Sandhagen doesn't tap. I can see Umar going to 5 and winning the decision. It's hard for me to pick against Nurmagomedov. You guys know this. Closing out the poll here. And yeah, the people choose Umar early. So, little preview on some upcoming main events to add some excitement to this show. August is going to be a real good month for the UFC. There's also Marlon Chito Vera in the works to fight against Henry Cejudo, which that's interesting to me. I like that. I lean Cejudo. I definitely lean Cejudo. But hey, UFC Vegas 75 is right around the corner. The card has changed a little bit, and we got to talk about it. I want to get your guys' picks as well for every fight on the card. I want to see where the people are at. Last week, I got all you guys' picks too. What is the first fight? Pauga. Oh, shit. Bukauskas is just one of those terrible last names to spell. All right. Boom. Poll is up in the chat. Get your votes on. And let me bring up the tail of the tape. Quick preview this fight. Listen, I'm picking Modestas Bukauskas to be able to outstrike Zac Pauga and avoid the clinch. Pauga says he's coming out here to make a statement. He wants to be somebody people get excited about watching. I'm not there yet with Pauga. I'm not going to lie. After I saw the Jordan Wright fight, I said, he still looks green. Especially when he's matched up with some of these quicker guys at light heavyweight. Bukauskas got a lot of fights. I lean Bukauskas to potentially chin him here, but could be going long. I'm going Bukauskas. Minus 185, Bukauskas. Pauga plus 172. Bukauskas got a shot, man. It's just the odds suck. Pauga's line is better at plus 160. And listen, Pauga, Ultimate Fighter finalist. There are some things to like, and I understand some people might be feeling Pauga as a dog. It's going to come down to, can he back Bukauskas up and hold him against the cage? Bukauskas plus 275. Pauga plus 365. I don't know why, as this week has gone on, there's a slight shift in my emotion towards this fight. I don't know. I just have this, at least seeing Pauga talk about how he wants to be a fighter that's, liked for his style. That makes me think maybe he's coming to swing. And if he doesn't smother his shots, there's maybe a chance for Pauga. I'm not flipping the pick here or anything, but I am saying that Pauga is in a fight with Modestas Bukauskas, in which it's the first fight of the night. And I'm feeling like I might want to skip it, but there's this whisper, I'm not going to lie to you, that's saying Pauga's a good dog bet. As far as what I was thinking earlier in the week, I thought Bukauskas would outstrike him. And then Pauga would try to do clinching and Bukauskas would match it. But there's definitely a chance for Pauga. Everybody's on Bukauskas confidently. Everybody's on Bukauskas confidently. I'm doing real great, Mark Adam. Much love. He's being sued for assault at the Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Was UFC forced to drop all this news prematurely? Maybe, just to try to cover that shit up. Bukauskas is everybody's pick. 84% of you guys are on Bukauskas. I will be keeping track of the people's picks. Bukauskas does start it off. It's not going to shift. It's 84%. I'm going to close out the first poll, and it sits at a percentage of 82%. So, from what I've gathered here in the chat, is you guys are very confident that Modestas Bukauskas wins the fight. Yes, I saw Holloway and Zombie are fighting. I talked about all the new main event announcements at the start of the live stream. I'll have it time stamped up as the live stream finishes. And then, some of you guys can go back and see that. But hey, first fight of the night. I am picking Modestas Bukauskas, but no money line bet for this first one. Yo, Lil Brenny, I'm doing well. I'm doing real well. Hey, I got you, Christopher. Don't worry about it at all. Fake news on TMZ. Conor McDouchebag. McGregor's made all the fucking money in the world. He, to me, doesn't seem like he really wants to come back. I don't know. We'll see. At least, like, his MMA career might be over. Maybe he's getting into bare knuckle. Next fight, it's Ronnie Lawrence and Dan Argueta. I'm picking Ronnie Lawrence. I see him as the more well-versed striker, and even with the MMA wrestling to stop Daniel Argueta's game, I feel like Ronnie Lawrence is a lot quicker than him as well. So I'm going to pick Lawrence to get it done on the judges' scorecards. As far as the odds, Lawrence is -180 as the favorite. I do think he's got a real good chance to win it. Before that loss to Salikhov Kakramanov, he had a ton of hype on him. Lawrence wins on the scorecards +130. It's not a great prop. But I do have Lawrence winning the fight. The money line, not a great tag, but the likelihood I do believe is there. I do think the likelihood is there. You take Chandler, it'll never happen. I think Ronnie Lawrence is a sleeper pick. You got Ronnie as a lock. He's a good call. Yeah, true. The UFC, listen, they drop big news when bad shit's going on for them. Bad publicity, man. Conor might never fight in MMA again. I'm not going to argue. Ronnie Lawrence is at 63% of the people's picks. You guys are all Ronnie Lawrence fans here. Nah, it's not even fanhood. It's just he's good. Ronnie Lawrence gets the win for the people. Yeah, there's going to be some dope fight nights. Scare Bear, the Ahoma Sashkin. There's going to be some dog fights. What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Hell yeah, Presidente Pedro. It's a good one. That is true, Ezekiel Lopez, right? Becoming the double champ, there isn't anything left. I haven't been watching The Ultimate Fighter either, which is sad, but it just doesn't catch my fucking interest, man. Salikhov said Argueta wins the decision. I'm not taking Salikov's picks, man. Fighters are biased towards, people they've worked with, or maybe biased against people they don't fuck with. Guys, we're at 27 likes. I'm interested in doing a little bong ripskis for the people. So let's run the likes up to 35, and let's get that fucking ripski after this next breakdown. We got the ladies going after it in the next one. I'm going to throw the poll up. You like tough on downtime? Yeah, I'll watch if I'm doing absolutely nothing, but there's other things I'd rather be doing. There's other shit I'd rather be watching. Oh, we just absolutely annihilated the like button. You guys are tremendous. Get those votes in. Listen, you guys are asking me to rip it right now, so, I ain't going to say no to a little ripskis time. No, I can't get smoke out of my ears. I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. What freaks can do that? That's insane. All right. Ripskis incoming. Oh, yeah. Bro, honestly, this week has been a nice reset week for me. Reason it's a reset week, I strained my shoulder a little bit. So I really haven't been able to fucking work the hands doing any of the boxing stuff because I want to let it rest. But I'll tell you something. I feel pretty solid, man. Getting a nice recovery. Nice recovery week for myself to come back with a fucking vengeance next week. All right. Ripski's incoming. You guys know it's slightly off screen because, YouTube makes the rules. But much love, and I appreciate everybody who supports me. All love to everybody that enjoys the channel. And we keep those positive vibes up in here. Don't be a naysayer. Don't be a hater. Send out the goodness, and good things will come on back. Let's go, baby. Absolutely tremendous. That's some good hybrid, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. Woo! Let's go, baby. Yeah, you guys crushed the like button. Thank you. Oh, I don't know why I didn't say this from the get-go. 17,000 subscribers has been smashed. Thank you guys so much for that. It was crazy. I'm like, holy shit, I got 17,000. Holy shit. Let's go. Yeah, I did slip in the pouch before the Ripskis. That strain right there, gelato something. I forget the full name. Scroll back up. I missed your question. All right, brother, I got you. Where's the question? I don't see it. Oh, do you know anything about Zagas is fighting? Yeah. Am I going to see Zaddy Z? Nah, bro. I unfortunately am not. I'm going to be working that card. I'm doing a live stream. You guys know I'm bringing the fight companions. I actually am only missing one fight companion this year. Yeah, Bellator picks for their main fights are coming up at the end of the stream. Don't worry, bro. Yeah, gelato. I think it was hybrid, though, man. It was good, though. I fuck with it heavy, actually. Very chill strain. You feel good? Certain strains, you know, they get me more excited. A great gig when you could do CBD lines as integral part of the work. Pretty crazy, right? Is Flick a live dog? If he's on the floor. But I think he's going to get in trouble on the feet. Bro. All right. Let's get into the next fight of the night. Let's start it off. Or I guess we're going to continue it. Starting it off is probably the fucking wrong word for it. Next fight on the card, it's Tereza Bledá, Gabriela Fernandes. I'm picking Tereza Bledá, but I'll tell you guys this. If you remember the first time we saw Gabriela Fernandes fight, I was high on her, and I still think she's a very dangerous striker with a limited game as far as grappling, takedown defense specifically. So when I see Bledá, a big girl, strong, probably has an edge in the strength over Gabriela Fernandes with better grappling, specifically better takedowns, I think that Gabriela Fernandes is going to get beaten up on the floor. I think there's a real chance this fight looks similar to the Jazza Davicius fight. Maybe. And this would be a big moment for Tereza Bledá. If she can find the submission on the ground, that would be huge. Gabby Fernandes is a good striker, but when they grab each other, when they get in close, Tereza Bledá has a clear edge, in my opinion. She's going to win. So I'm going with Tereza Bledá to get it done. Using her ground game, I'm kind of seeing a chance of submission here. But note that it's not like Gabriela Fernandes is getting tapped out on a regular basis. I mean, she's 8-2, and Jazz Davicius grinded to a decision win against her. As far as it's minus 240 odds-wise. Fernandes plus 205. I'm seeing limited props? No. Okay. What's Bledá by sub? Bledá by sub is plus 550 upwards, plus 400. That's interesting. Gabriela Fernandez's losses are by decision, both of them. So she's never been finished as a pro. Jazz Davicius, pretty good on the ground, didn't finish her. But note that Tereza Bledá, she's got some subs in the lineup, but I don't think it's huge likely. She's good with her grappling, but it's going to be hard to sub Fernandes. Bleda's young, too, at 21. But I am going to pick Tereza Bledá to win the fight. And the people, 63%, are also on Tereza Bledá, going that Bledá side. She gassed to death. Last time out, she faced a lot of resistance by Natalia Silva. So it's going to come down to how much resistance in the grappling does Gabriela Fernandes present. I don't think it's nearly as much. Which fights do I think going to the scorecards? Fucking few of them, man. You got 3 dogs for Bellator tomorrow? Damn, bro. That's a tough question. You asked me to tell you which fights are going to the scorecards. I mean, I'm going to say at least one of them, Ronnie Lawrence. This fight's got a good chance to go to the scorecards, too. Less chance with the first fight of the night. I'm definitely interested in seeing Bledá at weigh-ins. She's a big girl. Bledá muscles it down, gets it done. That's what I'm thinking, bro. That's what I'm thinking. PFL? Dude, I totally forgot PFL was on. Holy shit. Bledá is 66% of the people's picks. And I'm not trying to shit on PFL. I'm trying to watch those main fights. Mainly, I'm trying to see Dalija versus Maurice Green so I can try to, calculate how good is Dalija as far as UFC caliber. Bledá is 66%. She wins the poll. What's PFL again? It's a Professional Fighters League, which I don't know if it has a lot of steam right now, and I think it's running into trouble. I had a feeling you were joking. I think it's running into trouble. The reason PFL is dipping as far as my interest is going comes down to the fact that we see all of the names I kind of gave a fuck about in light heavyweight, which is personally a division I like in PFL, tested positive for fucking steroids. So the whole tournament's fucked up. Now, if there's anybody I'm rooting for in PFL, there's one guy I want to see win, Impa Kasanganay. If he wins that $1 million, man, I would just be so happy to see it because I remember when he came onto the Contender Series. I remember it took him 2 fights. He gets to the UFC and bad knockout with Buckley. But to see him now kicking some ass in PFL at 205, I like it, bro. I like it a lot. Man, you like Green, bro. That's balls, MMA Jesus. I respect it. You don't think Bledá has the headspace for the UFC? Damn. I think she wins. But hey, I could be kicking myself because I liked Gabriela Fernandez's striking a lot, and I still do. It's just my concern is the grappling department. I'm not impressed by her at all. So we're going with the side of Bledá to win. The people are going with the side of Bledá to win. Let's see what the next fight has in store for us. I'm throwing up the poll in the chat before flipping to it. If you ever find yourself in the Pittsburgh area, hit me up. Your boy Cool Hand Luke works at a dispensary. We'll hook you up with the dopest dope. Listen, if I'm coming to Pittsburgh, PA, I'll hit you guys up. I'll tell you guys. If I'm visiting somewhere, I'll tell you guys. I'm going to be in fucking Massachusetts the first few days in July. All right, Bondar Hernandez. Get your votes into the chat. And let's run it up. Let's go up. Okay, next fight on the card. We got Carlos Hernandez, Denis Bondar. I've been picking Bondar to win. And I think when you look at Carlos Hernandez on the other side, you do have a guy who can mix it up with the hands. He's pretty tough, strong in the wrestling department, right? Like he's a good enough fighter. Bondar was doing good work outside the UFC, though, and we had such an underwhelming debut that it's absolutely annihilated any hype on him. But when he was coming into the UFC against Malcolm Gordon, he was a minus 280 favorite. So it shows you there was some steam. Like Malcolm Gordon was supposed to get ran over by Bondar. Obviously, big upset. Bondar comes back from the arm break, and that was that was brutal. His elbow was like disgustingly dislocated. It was nasty. Bondar coming back after how long? A year, 4 months. I'm picking him to win. If he's 100%, I think he's better with his takedowns than Hernandez is. I think he's a little bit more accurate on the feet. I'm not going to say he's significantly better offensively on the feet because I think him and Hernandez might be fairly close when they're mixing it up. But Bondar might have a little bit better footwork and a little bit better from range and slightly more accurate. A little bit. I don't think it's significant. Enough so, though, to win the fight. So I'm going Bondar for the win. Bondar to get it done. Minus 129. Hernandez at plus 109. So we're going with Bondar. Bondar wins the thing. Bondar decision plus 150. Yeah, Bondar to get it done. That's the side I'm riding on. Bondar to get it done. 71% of the people on Bondar. We're the same so far. Asia, good, bro. MMA, I'm happy to hear it. If Hernandez didn't have legit pillow hands, I'd smash the spot. He's not a heavy puncher, bro. I'm going to visit Maine when I'm there. Once a year, do a fight companion from a fan's house. But that'd be insane. That would be insane. I thought you were going to say a fight companion at the event. At a fan's house, bro? I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the comfort of my own home. Bondar is 72% of the chat's picks. Matt Campbell says Bondar might be a fraud. Bro, you trying to make me nervous here? You trying to get me fucking fearful? I think Bondar has a good chance to win, but I understand the hesitancy by some. When I look at it, risk to reward ratio around a minus 120, I say to myself, Bondar, he's money lineable. He's money lineable. He should win the fight. Am I calling it lock of the century? No. But I see him winning. Hey, what's up, bottom feeder? Good to see you. Hernandez takedown defense, decent for sure. But I can still see him put on his back here by Bondar. A fan come to me. I guess that's more doable, man. Be hilarious though. Someone's just sitting right there watching me. As high as sometimes I can get, I'd be probably sitting here paranoid. I'd be like, yo, this guy, what the fuck? I'd be like, holy shit. I appreciate you with the luck, bottom feeder. Can he stop the takedowns? That's a big question. We're going to find out in this fight. I'll say Bondar gets him down. I say he gets him down. Listen, Bondar, my pick, the people's pick, it's close money. Next fight on the card. Quiñonez and Kang. I got to throw a poll up. Quiñonez and Kang. Get your votes in. I'm riding the side of Quiñonez. It's not an easy fight with Kang because I feel like he's fairly slick from the outside. Got that reach advantage. Can box a bit too. Might be a little crisper from the outside, but Quiñonez is good with his pressure. He hits harder for sure. He's a little nastier. He's willing to take one to land a big shot, whereas I feel like Kang is going to, more so be looking to fight at a calculated pace, more technically, and I think outpoint to Quiñonez, whereas Quiñonez, he's going to be looking to take his head off at times. Now, he can fight smart too, and I think he is going to win. I got to go with the Mexican savage Quiñonez. I think there's a chance that Kang runs into a big punch and gets knocked out, but I can't confidently say Kang is getting KO'd. How could I confidently say it? When you look, Kang has been knocked out, what? One time? One time. How long ago back was this shit? Bro, way back. 2008. He's got fair durability for sure. So I'll pick Quiñonez on the judges' scorecards. Now he's minus 158. Not the closest line, but I do think he wins it. Kang at plus 131. Quiñonez decision plus 150. I like Quiñonez here to win. He should beat the 35-year-old, almost 36-year-old Kang. I think he's got to. I think he's got to. You guys got a good agreement. 85% of the people on him. Everybody's on Quiñonez. You think it'll be a close fight? I can see it for sure. Kang fights smart, though. Can he slow the pace? It's going to come down to if he keeps a slower pace. You're right. Kang, he's been around for a long time, man. Decent mid-tier guy. Tricky to deal with in the stand-up. Not a big finisher, but also very hard to finish. You got Kang all day. Holy shit. Listen, if Quiñonez can beat a Kang, it jumps his stock significantly. Kang does have that karate base, man. Quiñonez is everybody's pick, though. You guys are all over Quiñonez. I mean, I picked it as well. And I'm closing out the poll with Quiñonez as the pick. Yeah, I like Quiñonez a lot. Let's throw the poll up for the next one. Fuck, I don't want to open up Jimmy Flick here. That's all good. Boom. Boom. Costa and Flick throwing down. I got to go with Costa. I think he's dangerous with his hands. I think he's going to hurt Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick's got slick grappling, but like I've said this in the previous breakdowns of the fight, right? With Flick, I know he didn't want to keep fighting. You know, obviously wanted to be a family man and whatnot. Came back to the game. So left the game for a bit. Costa's trying to be a champion, top tier contender. Now, it's not saying Flick doesn't want to be a champ, but I'm just concerned about Jimmy Flick inside of the cage with a power puncher. I just don't think the momentum's in his favor. I don't think the matchup is in his favor. He's longer than Costa, but I also think Costa's going to be very hard to get a hold of on the ground. It's going to be hard for Jimmy Flick to surmount offense from the bottom. He's got long limbs, but Costa's stubbier, and Costa's got some explosiveness to him. And on the feet, Costa's power definitely can showcase, especially his hands. I'm going to say Costa chins Flick. Flick's getting slapped here. Costa, minus 245. Flick at plus 210. Let's see. Costa wins by KO plus 120. I'm calling a Costa KO. I do think it goes under 2.5, but it's what? Minus 210. I like Costa. I like Costa to win the fight. Violence. Violence by Costa. Yeah, Costa's dangerous. Jimmy said to get his head flicked off. Sorry, that's funny. He does throw very hard. Flick Slay, round 1. I'm with you. Early lean for Aspinall. Oh, I'm picking Aspinall. Costa's 81% of the people's pick. I don't think it's going to change much, so I'm already going to enter it in as the official people's pick. Everybody's on Costa. Come on. 82%. Costa's getting a KO. You think KO round 1 is the play you like? You got it at, what, 2.75? So it's like plus 275. Let's see what KO round 1 sits at. Around my spot here. KO in round 1. I got plus 325 by me. At Bet Online. I'm going to have to throw down on that thing. I think he's got a good chance. That could be a prop to play if you're looking to get real specific, though. And it could end up going in the second round. Yeah, Costa's he's got 84%. You got a nice multi-organization parlay. I mean, this week you could do it with Bellator. I mean, PFL on right now if you're parlaying things up with them in UFC. It sucks we lost the Barcelos fight. Because I was curious to see how he would look against Miles Johns. I wanted to see that fight. I thought it was, I'm not going to say it's going to be the greatest fight of all time, but an interesting matchup. But we're not getting it now. So that's a little bit unfortunate. It's all good, though. It's all good because this fight coming up, it's good shit. This next fight, I believe, opens up the main card. Yes, it does. Make sure you guys smash the likes. And if you're new, subscribe, because we just recently smashed past 17,000. So let's keep running it up. Salikhov, Dalby. I like Muslim Salikhov's technical striking. I like his fighting from distance. I like his speed. I think he's the better striker, and I would say even better fighter overall than Dalby. Speaking on a pure technical basis, one thing to note about Dalby is he's a guy that comes with a lot of volume, a lot of pressure, but isn't like super technical. He doesn't have super crisp shots. He's just bringing himself in, throwing heat, willing to absorb damage, in great shape. Salikhov should be able to find openings and pick him apart. And there's a chance Salikhov could even get a finish in this fight. I'm going to say Salikhov for the win. Been picking decision, but I could see Salikhov chinning him. Lines here, Salikhov minus 190, Dalby plus 165. What's a Salikhov KO looking like? Plus 200, it's not great. And decisions plus 165. Picking the Salikhov side to win. And I'll say Salikhov has a chance for a KO. Chance. You're going to take Johns by KO? Yeah, the fight's off, man. Barcelos canceled. Zumagulov postponed. Yeah. Unfortunate, right? You're fading Salikhov here? You're fading the Salikhov. I think he looked pretty technical in these fights here. Fiallo, especially Trinaldo. I mean, close fight with Zaleski, still a win. I feel like Salikhov, for the most part, fights pretty technically, and I feel like does very well right before that shift into like the top 16, top 18 in the world. Like a Leach is a guy with heavy hands who's explosive. He closes the gap and hurts Salikhov. Dalby doesn't have those explosive capabilities nor the power of, a Leach. I think that Salikhov is able to get his kickboxing flowing and going. So Salikhov, my pick, and it seems like Salikhov at 83% is going to also be the people's pick. Salikhov. Dalby definitely got to make it ugly to get a W fact, bro. All right. Let's throw the poll up for the next one. All right. Nicolas, Motta, Manuel, Torres. I've been picking Manuel Torres to chin Nicolas Motta. Pressure striking, and how will Motta be able to deal with a guy who starts a lot faster than him? Motta has taken KO losses in the past. He's got 3. You look at Manuel Torres. He's getting a lot of slick KO wins. He's got a little bit of a reach advantage. Expect him to push a high pace on Motta early on in the fight. Then it's going to come down to, can Motta adjust to that high pace and find counters, or is he getting bullied? I have a feeling he's getting bullied. I think Manuel Torres is going to bring out some fist of fucking fury and piece him up here. So I'm going to go with Manuel Torres in this fight here. Minus 180 for Torres. Motta plus 155. Torres KO plus 150. I like Torres to win it KO. I like under in this fight a fuckload. Under 1.5 minus 160. I think there's a shot this fight doesn't go long. A good shot, because both guys, even if Motta's to win, he's going to have to adjust to a high-paced game. If it goes past the first round, yeah, then the game shifts a bit. You got Torres, height and reach. I like it too. I like Torres to win, man. I think he's going to pull it off. 85% of the people are on Torres. If it goes past the first 7 minutes, I'll be a little bit worried for Torres. How does he keep up the pace? He's done it on the lower level scene, but yeah, I think it ends inside distance. Ending inside distance is what I see for this one. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, let's get to the next fight. Next fight on the card, we got Pat Sabatini versus Lucas Almeida. I've been picking Pat Sabatini to out-grapple him here. It's a striker versus grappler fight. Listen, Lucas Almeida is very dangerous with his Muay Thai, and I like his style. But when I look at Pat Sabatini, I see a guy who, if you cannot fucking keep him off you, he's going to land takedowns. He's going to control from the top. He's going to have very fast transitions, and he's going to be annoying to deal with. Lucas Almeida, we've seen, fight against strikers. Now you shifted into a grappler. We've seen Lucas Almeida on the past on his back. Yes, he does have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but he's not to the grappling level of Pat Sabatini. I feel as though it's going to be too much grappling from Sabatini, and it's going to cancel out the Lucas Almeida striking. I think it will limit him on the feet. So I'm going to go with Sabatini, but I recognize it's a dogfight. And this, to me, is a very exciting matchup because Lucas Almeida is no joke. 14-1, striker versus grappler. I'm going with the grappler. Let's see if it fucking bites me in the ass. Minus 170, Sabatini. Almeida, plus 145. The line just shifted a ton. The over is plus 100. Sabatini, sub, plus 240. Sabatini, KO, plus 1,000. He won't get a KO. Plus 200 for decision. And then Almeida knockout plus 265. Fun fight. Very fun fight. Lucas Almeida, he's a fucking scrappy motherfucker. What's up, Anthony Phillips? How you doing? Sabatini, 68%. 68%. For Sabatini, bro, I think he's going to be running smooth. I think maybe even better. 65% on Sabatini. You don't trust Sabatini? Sabatini. Let me throw it up. Sabatini. Boom, 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 boom. Sabatini. Gym that he is at should be MPR Endurance. Unless this is the gym he switched out of. Now I got to check Instagram. Pat Sabatini gym switch. What gym is he at? Damn. If you guys know the answer, I think it's this one here, this MPR Endurance. I don't think he left that gym. We got people in the chat saying he switched elsewhere. Sabatini is 54%. You think Sabatini? That's funny, Sabatini. There was a kid in my school. Last name was Sacchini. That's funny. I don't think he's that chinny. He's got caught, man. Anthony Pettis bet 50,000 on his brother to beat Pitbull. He's a degenerate gambler. I love Sergio Pettis. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever fucking talked to through the MMA circuit. But he is in for hell with Patricio Pitbull. That's what I'll tell you. I'm doing Bellator picks towards the end. We still got a lot of time on the show. This fight here is 50-50. You guys are telling me the dog is very live in this fight. Sabatini can't strike for shit, and he's got short arms. Almeida is going to throw everything. Is Almeida the sleeper pick in this fight? Because I haven't been overly confident on Sabatini. I guess stay tuned for the weigh-ins, man. Sabatini's leading by 2%. I'm going to leave the poll open for just another moment as I take a sip of this. He's going to look to wrestle. Live bet. You like the dog. True, he got dropped by Jamal Emmers. Almeida does have a black belt. Damn, bro. You guys are, like, bringing up some valid points. And I like Almeida. I'm like thinking now, was it a fuck up to pick against him? We'll see. I'm going to dig a little more and then base it off the weigh-ins with this fight. As of right now, I've been on Sabatini, though. But not overly confident. He's not a most confident pick. Next fight on the card. Should probably throw the polls up first. Let's throw this damn poll up. Leroy Duncan. Bum, 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 bum. All right, get your votes in. It's Cristian Leroy Duncan versus Armen Petrosian. I got Duncan. I think CLD gets it done. He's got the length advantage. I think he's going to be more powerful than Petrosian. Petrosian's hittable, too, on the feet. Though he's got amazing kicks. Let's see punches landing. With Leroy Duncan having the reach edge by 8 inches, it's a big factor, people. It's a real deal factor in this fight. You can't tell me otherwise. Leroy Duncan's got a good chance to win. I'm picking Leroy. Let me bring this up here. Don't worry, I'm still fully with it. I'm not fucking losing my mind or anything over here. Just want to see if I had any interesting note on Leroy Duncan. Yeah, just the stance switches, man. Very long. Strikes well from long range. Petrosian better in the close range. Petrosian's going to be taller, but a significant reach disadvantage. Petrosian has some of the shortest arms for a 6'3" guy I've ever seen. He's 6'3" with the wingspan of someone who's 5'11". That's actually fucking weird. That's really weird. You guys like Duncan by decision? Duncan by decision. Miguel Carlos Velasquez. I did jiu-jitsu for a bit in martial arts when I was younger. But I'm just doing like a bit of boxing now just to stay fucking fit, really. To fucking add on top of my lifting. I think that the side, for me, I think Leroy Duncan should win. But I will tell you this. I've been high on Leroy Duncan since he comes in. And does my hype on him cloud me at all? With Petrosian being dangerous. I'm going to say it doesn't. But I like his style. Petrosian's getting hit a lot. And I think he could get hurt in this fight, man. Beat Gregory on a split. Competitive with A.J. Dobson. But I wasn't overly impressed with A.J. Dobson. And Leroy Duncan, I think, beats him up. I'm going Leroy Duncan. As far as the line, minus 145. I've been confident on Leroy Duncan, man. Petrosian plus 135. Leroy Duncan to win. KO plus 225. Decision plus 210. I like Leroy Duncan money line. I'm confident he beats an Armen Petrosian here. Everybody on Duncan. You think this fight might ruin some parlays? I think I'm in agreement. Daz Dillinger. He does have a very high potential. No, tough Armenian kickboxer in Petrosian. I think Leroy beats him, though. And you guys obviously think the same. We're on the same side here. Does it go under? I'll read the under off, but I'm not crazy about the under in this fight. I think that Leroy Duncan for knockout is possible. Minus 125 for over, under minus 105. Minus 105. The reason they use wingspan is, honestly, I don't know why they prefer that over just direct arm span. I don't get it. 69% Duncan for the win. Leroy Duncan. Had someone in the chat shafting the way I said it. Leroy. Leroy Duncan. All right, all right. I'm getting the poll up for the co-main. Everybody. Arman Tsarukyan versus Joaquin Silva. Arman Tsarukyan should really beat him up. It should be pretty much one-way traffic. Silva's got balls for stepping in. But he's in a fight where I don't see him winning. Like, anyway, I see him. He might get kicked in the face in this fight. Tsarukyan's going to be better from the outside. He's got that little bit of that reach edge. Not significant, but a bit of a reach edge. Also, he's quick at closing distance. Whereas Silva, I feel like, is going to look for power shots. Tsarukyan is going to touch him up. Arman's that prospect on the come up. He should run through Silva. If an upset were to stem in this fight, that would be one of the craziest upsets ever. Silva minus 1,000. Tsarukyan minus 1,000. Silva plus 700. I've said Tsarukyan inside distance, but that under could be a play. Plus 125 for the under 2.5. If that's correct, that's a steal. I don't think that's accurate. I think that's for the under 1.5. I did throw down on it, though. Arman Tsarukyan to get a clean win. It shouldn't be close, dude. He has a new head coach. That good to know, but I appreciate you digging into that. Yeah, because it didn't say he left his gym on Tapology, so you can't bet against your son. Arman's your son's name. Listen, throw his college fund on his namesake. That's it. I'm totally kidding, bro. Because can you imagine somehow Silva just catches him with this looping overhand, just chins Tsarukyan, he drops, and then somebody bet $50,000 on him, and it's like, holy fuck. Tsarukyan should kill him, though. It shouldn't be close. Tsarukyan's 84% of the people's pick. I mean, come on. Did anybody expect anything different? You think Tsarukyan decision, he's got too much to lose? Maybe. I mean, this is one of those low reward, extremely high risk type of fights, dude. It's a dog scrap. A dog scrap. And I like the fight a fuck ton. Because I think it's going to be a Tsarukyan showcase fight. The percentage on him, Tsarukyan, 98%. Silva got 2%. 2% of the people are on Silva. Does that surprise anybody, though? Doesn't really surprise me here. All right. Get your votes in for the main event. Make sure you guys smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's Marvin Vettori versus Jared Cannonier. And I've been picking Marvin Vettori all week. I feel like his pressure is a factor, fighting out of the southpaw stance, moving forward with high confidence because he's got a very strong chin. I mean, he's got that melon head. He's a strong Italian. And I'm riding with the Italian to get it done. The Italian dream. Well, for Jared Cannonier, I think it's the Italian nightmare on Saturday. Give me Marvin Vettori to pressure Cannonier for most of the fight, back him up against the cage, controlling the clinch, and at times outbox him on the feet and maybe make Cannonier say, oh shit, this kid can strike a bit. When Vettori is in a fight where he's not at a substantial disadvantage, as far as a guy who has a significantly better grappling game or way better in the feet, I think he can do well. He's like that pure MMA generalist. I think Cannonier's a bit more explosive. Vettori good at kind of making good strikers look bad. I think Vettori's going to have a slight grappling advantage here. And I think it's a hard-fought 5 rounds for Marvin Vettori over the Killer Gorilla in this fight. Also, 10-year age difference between these two, which is an interesting factor because, shit, I'm curious to see the stat of the 39-year-olds beating a 29-year-old in a UFC top 5 fight. Yeah, respect for some of you guys that, are going for the killer gorilla. But, I'm on the Italian, Marvin Vettori. I got to go with the stallion. Marvin Vettori for me. You think that the striking will go to Jared and he'll stop takedowns? You want me to go over the stats that Topology has? Well, we got their last 5 fights. And you see for Cannonier, it's Sean Strickland, a loss to Adesanya, Derek Brunson win, Gastelum win, and a Robert Whittaker loss. And even, his fight against Sean Strickland was an argue-based decision. A lot of people felt it was controversial. On the other side, Vettori Dolidze, which people said that was controversial for him, but ultimately got the win. Robert Whittaker loss. Paulo Costa win, which is a very big win to have because Costa's a fucking tank. Israel Adesanya loss, and then a Kevin Holland win. So realistically, you look at the resume, I would say kind of similar, but that Sean Strickland win for Cannonier looks good. I just feel like it was barely a win. I think Vettori can get a hold of him here. I like Vettori. And the reach slightly favors the killer gorilla, which definitely is good for him. Brunson and Gastelum wins aren't that impressive. I think that Vettori, could cleanly dismantle both. Marvin Vettori's been around, man. And he's still young as fuck. And he changed gyms. No, he's training now at Extreme Couture. I'm going Vettori for the win, guys. Jared says no one can control him on the ground. What do you think? I can see Cannonier taken down in this fight. You think that Cannonier decision? Dude, if Cannonier wins, that'll be fucking wild. But everybody's on Marvin Vettori in the chat. The chat has the same picks as me, man. Be careful betting this fight. Respect. Robert took a part of his soul. For Cannonier, you think? I mean, Vettori also lost to Rob, right? Clean loss. Clean loss. Both guys got fucked up by Whittaker. This is like the, battle for the number 4 spot. Number 3, I guess, technically spot. At middleweight. Neither guy is, exciting in a title fight versus Adesanya. Yeah, I think Vettori wins. I'm picking Vettori. 82% of the people also are on the Vettori side. Now, I do want to look at some parlays, and then we'll jump into Bellator. Last week, I noticed I ended up skipping that parlay section, so my apologies. All right. So to parlay things up here on this card, what are we feeling? Well, I want to look at something that I think has a good chance of hitting on the main card. Vettori, Leroy Duncan brings me to plus 200. I think I like this play a lot. Vettori, Leroy Duncan. I'll try to get something with the prelims as well. I feel as though Bondar has a good chance. I don't think he'd be a terrible money line. Bondar, Ronnie Lawrence, plus 178. Alessandro Costa and Bondar. I could end up hitting that plus 155. Added in with Leroy Duncan here and Vettori, plus 664. We got to play it smart, man. We got to play it smart on this card. Unfortunately, we lost the dog lock, and I don't want to rush and fucking drop one. I'm thinking I'm going to try to get something concocted for you tomorrow after the weigh-ins. Which is unfortunate for this card because I was so excited for Bunez. But that's the fucking fight game. Be cautious with your parlays. I like a few of them. We lost some good fucking pieces, man. We lost some good pieces, but it's all right. We will get it all put together post weigh-in. But the show ain't over. The show ain't over. I don't want to give you no fantasy parts. After weigh-ins now, we're going to get our final decisions in for these fights. And I'm thinking, you like some unders? All right. What unders you liking, bro? I'm getting ready to jump, though, to the Bellator side of things. I told you guys I throw some picks for the big fights in Bellator. And I'm going to start from the main event downward. For Bellator, tomorrow night, Vadim Nemkov fights Yoel Romero. And I'm picking Vadim Nemkov to win, as is everyone. He's a massive favorite. But I think he should be a massive favorite. I think there's a very real chance he wins. I will pull up the scales. Let's get these scales up. So yeah, we got the weigh-ins. We can check them out. This is like a Bellator post-weigh-in show. All right, here we go. We got both guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Holy shit, Yoel Romero looks freakish. All right, let's throw it here. Apologies if it looks like shit. All right, there's a little face-off. Just remember that Yoel Romero, though, has a very menacing look. Hold on one sec. He lost to Phil Davis pretty dominantly at 205. And Vadim Nemkov has, clean wins over Phil Davis. I think Nemkov is going to be slick with the striking. There's a chance he knocks Yoel Romero out. Nemkov should get a clean W, but this is a very big fight tomorrow. I like this matchup a lot. Yoel Romero looks like a fucking specimen. Look at this guy. 46, and he looks like that? What the fuck are they feeding this man? Because that is insanity. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's crazy. Yoel Romero's a freak of freaks. But yeah, the pick here is still going to be Vadim Nemkov to get a win. But I recognize it ain't an easy one. I'm going to throw a poll up in the chat. And I'll let you guys get a minute to get your votes in. My apologies for not throwing it up immediately. You're 46. You don't look like that. Listen, most people never look like that at any age. I got to look what your anchors are, Daz. They're under in the Costa Torres fight. I like that under. I like that under a lot. Romero looks great. He looks great. But I still think Vadim Nemkov is one of the scariest guys at 205. He's so slick with the kickboxing. He's got a good ground game. Vadim Nemkov, I think, could chin him. I'm going Nemkov, guys. Yes, sir, Mr. Nate's MMA picks. I'm here, bro. Yo loves me. Hey, listen, I love Romero too, but I think he's in trouble. 62-59. You guys are going for Romero. Let me bring the betting odds up for this fight. Minus 550 for Nemkov. Romero plus 400. The over is plus 105. Under is minus 115. Nemkov wins inside distance is plus 125. There's a chance he wins inside distance. But he got unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. KO'd Bader pretty clean. Can Yoel Romero make it distance? That's what I'm wondering here. Split with Phil Davis. I thought he cleanly lost that fight. I'm going to say Nemkov, but I'm kind of leaning decision as the official pick. Great odds if you're going Romero. It'd be crazy if he wins. Yoel's cardio, normally holds up pretty well. 63% of the people are on Yoel Romero. Let's get the co-main event poll up. Yeah, Romero is the pick of the people. The pick of the masses is Romero. And for some reason, I can't end this fucking poll. Come on, YouTube. Help me out, please. No shit. They won't let me end the fucking poll. That's so weird. Well, unfortunately, I can't close this poll, so we just got a constantly moving main event poll. Let's get to the co-main event. We got Sergio Pettis and Patricio Pitbull. I'm picking Patricio Pitbull to get 3 belts, 3 different weight classes, and I think go down as the best guy to never put on UFC gloves, maybe aside from Fedor. He's going to be an all-time great status after this one, without a doubt in my mind. I mean, he's already up there. I think that Patricio is going to control him. I think Patricio Pitbull's got a chance to get a submission. Dominant decisions, though. Pettis has looked phenomenal in Bellator. Official call, I'm leaning Pitbull over the 5 rounds. This is a fight that catches my eye big time. I need to see this fight tomorrow. Odds for the fight. -164 for Pitbull. +144 for Sergio Pettis. Pitbull's a money line. I think he wins, bro. I feel good about him at 135. He looks sick. Pitbull by sub is +600. I think they're going the distance with Pitbull getting his hand raised. Let's quickly look at these guys on the scales, though. Almost forgot about the scales. I forgot we even have them available. All right, let's look at the scales. Look at these guys facing off. Pettis looks jacked and shredded. Pitbull looks great at 135. He says, that's my belt. I'm coming. They look the same size. I don't know. Pitbull's a freak because he had this great success up weight classes. He looks ready to kill, man. He looks ready to kill. Pettis is damn good, but I'm going to pick Pitbull. I have to. I'm going with Pitbull, the greatest Bellator fighter ever, to get it done. Pitbull's striking is pretty fucking dangerous. He's got a knockout win over Michael Chandler, regardless if it was early or not. He knocked him out. Pitbull should run through him. He's been a champion at 55, 45, and now he's going for 35. Go with dogs in Bellator. In certain Bellator fights, but I think this card, a little more favorites early. Or rather late. Bellator is bringing some fire. Bellator is slowly earning me back as a fan. All right, let's get to this next fight here. We got Corey Anderson versus Phil Davis. These guys are essentially the same. Top tier guys in the UFC. Top tier guys in Bellator. Really good light heavyweights that can wrestle. But Corey Anderson, I think, is more of a fucking workhorse. I feel like he's going to have a little bit better boxing with more sting. Though Phil Davis is smooth and good, he's not overly impressive, man. Fuck. I've always been a Phil Davis fan, so this pick is not easy. Something really is pushing me to go Phil Davis +145. Corey lost to Nemkov, but he looked good the first time out. Beating up Bader, beating up Manhoef. I feel like Corey Anderson's boxing is better than Phil Davis's. And I don't see Phil Davis out wrestling him. I'm going to go Corey Anderson. Unfortunate because I want to pick the dog. -175 Anderson, Davis +150. If I'm not looking at technical wise, I'm like, yo, it's a fist fight. Bro, Phil Davis at +150 is a good underdog. I might have to bet it. If I can find a way to watch Bellator tomorrow, I will bet. Phil Davis +150. I do think Anderson should be better and win it. But Phil Davis is just one of those weird fighters that finds ways. And he's been around forever. Davis split decision. You're right. It might have to be a dog side. Let's check out the scales. Let's look at these savages on the scales. Let's see. Dude, Phil Davis looking great. Still. Phil Davis just might be too nice of a guy, man. Yo, Phil Davis got a real chance. A real fucking chance. Close fight. Crazy matchup, too, because if you think about it, Phil Davis, right, been around forever, former top-tier light heavyweight. Corey Anderson, feels like it's been around forever, Ultimate Fighter winner, high-quality light heavyweight in the UFC, and now they face off. Phil Davis might be a little bit better. Like, the odds might be twisted here. Because Phil Davis, he's no fucking slouch. This is a weird fight. I wish I had the poll up, man. My shit's not working. I wish I had a poll up so I can ask you guys. The scales crush me. You're right. I'll say there's a 20% chance I do a Bellator live. If I find a way to fucking watch it easily and it's going to be on time, I will. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Quiñonez out of the fight, bro. Out of the fight. Quiñonez out of the fight. What a great fight. Phil Davis, Corey Anderson. Like, half of me is like, I might have to buy Showtime for this shit. I wish the U.S. just did the pay-per-view thing. I'd pay $10 for this pay-per-view. 20% definitely better than 0. I want to do it. It's just more, how will my accessibility be to Bellator tomorrow? But yeah, interesting fight here. Close as fuck. Tricky call. I feel good about this one, though. I'm going to pick Daniel James to chin Gokhan Tsarukyan and finish him off with ground and pound at 41. I mean, you look, Marcelo Gomnaka. I know he had some struggles in that fight. Fortune, I mean, he's been around forever. Oleg Popov, supposed to be high level. Salma win, split, competitive. I think that you're going to see the Predator Daniel James catch Tsarukyan because Gokhan will get comfortable boxing. And then I think ultimately Daniel James got a significant power edge, finds the chin, hurts him, goes on an onslaught, ground and pound stoppage. So I'm going Daniel James. I am going dog in this one. Plus 100 for Daniel James, minus 120 for Tsarukyan. And I like this fight. Under 2.5 for sure. And I also like James KO plus 140. Give me Daniel James by knockout. I think so. What do you guys think? Huge size for James. Agreed. Romero, Davis, Pitbull plus 1100. You're a menace if you play it. 3 OVs can't go wrong. Yeah, let's look at the prelim card. Archie Colgan, Richie Small, Alex. Alex Polizzi is always a decent bet. I'll tell you guys that. I'm like an Alex Polizzi underdog attacker. He's fighting Carl Moore. I think he wins that fight too. Not like an overly confident, backed up, studied pick, but he should win. Mike Hamill's a junkyard dog too, but he's fighting an EV. That's tricky. Nurmagomedov, minus 177. Godzi, ugly line, but yeah, he should win too. Crutchmer should get it done. Some interesting fights, man. Bellator's bringing fire tomorrow. I'm going to try to tune into it. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling like getting back on Bellator. Carl Morley's on the roids. Then that could be an advantage for him. I like Polizzi, but Carl Moore is not going to be an easy fight for him. The Bellator card is a good one. PFL, quick picks, LFA. I don't have anything. I'll look at the lines real quick for PFL, which is on right now. Daliha's a huge favorite. Pacheco should win. Curious to see Renan Ferreira back. Yeah, this card ain't really all that hype. I think Daliha beats Maurice Green. Hey, we're bringing the fire. It's another beautiful show in the books. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I couldn't close out the poll for Bellator. But it is what it is. Little Bellator main picks, which is kind of getting me intrigued in their cards again. I might have to get on that Bellator train. We might have to bring it back. We might have to bring back some Bellator love. So my goal will be to find a way to watch it. So I might have to just Showtime it up. I'll see how much Showtime costs. If there's a way to just buy per event, I'll do that too. Let me check this right now. Does Fight TV offer it? Ryzen 43. Doesn't seem like they have it. No shit. They don't have Bellator? Come on. Come on, Bellator. Bellator. Nope. They don't have Bellator. Looks like Showtime's the only option stateside. It is what it is, man. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it, mate. Fuck it. Hey, I hope you guys had a great time. Nah, they took it off YouTube in Canada. Now Canada's buying they have to buy it in pay-per-view. So if you are in Canada, I guess something to know. Now you have to watch Bellator elsewhere. I'm gonna Pluto TV, and I don't know. I never got a Showtime free trial. You're right. I need to get one. If I have the chance, that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Fuck yeah. That'll be sick. If I can watch it, oh, it's going to be a great card. And it might get me excited about covering Bellator again, which I'm happy to bring some picks to you here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I had a lot of fun. Much love. I go OV, baby. Yeah, let me get the login, bro. Nah, we're good. We're cruising. I'm just making sure. Shit said fucking connection cut off. Now we're back on to say peace out. I take forever to say goodbye. You guys know how it is. Canelo versus Charlo. I like that fight. I lean Canelo to win it, though. But hey, big W's in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow, weigh-in recap show. And maybe a Bellator fight companion. I'll keep you guys up to date. Peace, everybody. And I'll see you in the next one.